Hi, it's Jo. Sunday morning, the 26th of July 2020 here in Bundaberg, Queensland. And I'm having a very lazy morning, but I did promise I'd give an update if I heard from Healy. And guess what? I have. I've heard from two of the upline in response to the videos that I've been posting about the Problems, the Truth About Healy series. It was actually really encouraging to talk to these people, and I have got a little bit of an update. So I do want to share that with you because I think that's what we've all been waiting for, is some communication. So I'm happy to say that I've received some communication. I have received a little bit of an update around some particular events. So the thing that I'm noticing most is the comments at the moment around wristbands. Now we've gone from comments, and I probably shouldn't laugh, but it's become almost comical, hasn't it? People that were receiving their devices without wristbands. Well, now there's all comments that people are receiving wristbands but no devices. Now, what I understand has happened, as we know, there's been not only delays in postage, but there's been shortages of stock which are on back order. That's with the devices. So Healy gave the approval to the warehouses to distribute the devices without the wristbands, but this really wasn't communicated with people. So what you got was a bunch of people receiving devices, no wristbands, lodging customer tickets, support tickets, and then that, isn't getting answered. So that's where the frustration was coming from. And I did speak in this communication to the two upline people about communication being paramount. And people do understand that there are situations where there's delays, and Healy has been so successful that they have run out of stock. People get it, but communicate with us. So I am pleased to say there has been some communication, and that's what I want to update you with today. So apparently my videos did ruffle a little bit of the feathers at the top, and I've been told that there were some meetings where it wasn't very nice. Now, that wasn't my intention. My intention wasn't to upset people. It was to get attention and get some action and communication. So I am grateful that that has happened, and it has resulted in some responses that I want to share with you now. So I was contacted by two people at the top of the upline that I am in, both very, very nice people. I could not have had a more pleasurable conversation with them. They were genuine, they were humble, and most importantly, they were not defensive. They didn't try to defend all the things that are happening. To the contrary, they actually acknowledged the problems. And this is really vindicating. And this is where you're going to get your members back on board, back on your team. These are the people we want representing Healy, right? So these people are very hardworking. They're going above and beyond their duties, really, to help. But obviously, they can't help everybody. There's a lot of people in this situation. So I think, at the very, very top, a decision needs to be made to be able to communicate better on a more frequent basis. Now, I know there's different meetings and things, but not everyone knows about that. I'm finding that most people have no idea about where to go to get access to the manual or to just more communication or information. So that is still a work in progress, but I think it has been noted. So as I said, what I was most impressed about was the honesty and the agreement that things are not good enough. So to hear them agree with that is really positive, right? It's not a negative thing, it's a positive thing, because they're saying that yes, there's issues that need to get fixed, and this is what we're doing to try and resolve them. So they acknowledged the former problems around the CEO that has now been terminated. They were very professional. They didn't disclose the details, but they did allude to some conduct that they said wasn't what Healy represents. There was some unacceptable behaviour that they said they wouldn't tolerate. Now, that they probably have a lot more details than I, and I don't think it really matters to us what this was, as much that it was stopped. And that's what we want to know also, is that people that are non-compliant, people that have the wrong focus, that don't uphold the Healy values, they're not going to be welcomed within the executive team. So I think that was an important acknowledgement too. Look, my suspicion is he was one of the power players, and I've spoken to this in other videos, who's focus was purely on making money, not necessarily the wellness and health of people. Healy is about increasing our vibrational state. It's about purity and balance and good things. So if people at the top are skewed in one particular direction, and look, at the end of the day, it is a business, it's a company, and we are all here to make some sort of profit if you're in the distribution market, but the balance has to be right. Healy is about balance, and you can't be putting all your focus on money. And today, actually, I had said in a group forum that the distributors need to either inform the new members about the issues, the delays, the problems, and let them make an informed decision whether they want to proceed with a purchase or hold off a little bit. Otherwise, stop selling. And I had a response saying, but I need to make money. And that really irked me, because that's that balance that's skewed. That's putting your needs ahead of what Healy is about. So you shouldn't be trying to exploit people. Your focus shouldn't be on trying to make money. It should be like, I love this product, as you know I do, and I want other people to share in it, to benefit from it. And then, if I can benefit a little too, then that's great, but that gives that healthy balance. So I think if the people at the top are not in balance with those value systems, then they shouldn't be there, and I support Healy in promptly removing them. So I'm okay with that. Communication and letting us know that they're not tolerating that sort of behaviour is what we need to hear. And I'd like to know that that's happening all through the upline. So if there are people like that, then Healy gets rid of them. I don't need to know the details. It's not about a character assassination. It's about focusing on the integrity of Healy World and making sure that the key players, the people at the top, the people that represent Healy, are the honourable, decent, people of integrity and honesty. And I can say that the two uplines that I spoke to were most certainly those sorts of qualities. They were lovely. So there's still some key players, I believe, acting a little bit out of balance, but I'm also aware that Healy is watching that, and they're going to do something about it. So that is good news. It's great to bring some good news. It might seem like negative news, but it's actually good news, because Healy is doing something about the problems. So as for those wristbands and those problems that we've spoken about, they're aware of that too. And they are trying hard to rectify it. I think the decision to send the devices without the wristbands, and then the error or the oversight that apparently occurred in now that wristbands are going out without the devices ready, probably not the best decision. It probably would have been better to communicate with those people who've purchased the device and let them know we're out of wristbands, or we are delayed, we're out of stock, whatever it is, rather than just make those decisions to send part of the package and not the complete package. And there are genuine reasons at the moment for delays. It's COVID, there's unexpected interest in the product. There's problems with the mail in some countries. Things are very slow in some areas. There are the internal management issues that Healy are, as I've said, trying to deal with. And the fact that they're offering reasons and explanations as opposed to excuses is something that I'm impressed with. So that's all good news, that they're trying to resolve these things. They also investigated my issue. So in my last video, I spoke about not receiving the resonance, which I should have received from the Fast Start bonus, which I was approved for. So they checked, they confirmed that I was indeed eligible for this bonus. And I think the disappointing part was, whilst they acknowledged this, there was no ETA, no dates around when I could expect the device. The answer was they're currently out of stock in my area, in the Singapore hub, and I may have to wait a while. And I think that is where a little bit of the frustration comes, is that a couple of, communication, absolutely, but some estimations around delivery dates would be helpful. I know you can't completely guarantee that, but let us know. Are we going to wait a month? Are we going to have to wait around 3 months? and overestimate it. If you think it's going to be a month, tell us 2, and that way you're going to have people more understanding and supportive with those delays, some of which are a result of your decisions, some of which are outside your control. So the customer service situation, also agreed that it's underperforming, and I don't think they would have had a leg to stand on in disputing that anyway. It's very apparent that the customer service is almost non-existent at the moment. People are getting some responses here and there, but the bulk of people are saying that, they've lodged tickets, multiple tickets in some cases, and no answer. And that was my experience. So they are working on that. There's work being done to improve this. There's apparently a new back office that's being produced now, which should be released soon. The interface is meant to be more supportive, coming soon, but the proof is in the pudding, right? So it's all good to be hearing that things are coming. We want to see it, but to know that they're acknowledging this, to hear that there is work being done is reassuring. So look, overall, I think this has confirmed my suspicions that mostly the company is reputable, filled with good people, well-intended, some maybe judgment errors along the way, but it is a new business. I'm a business person myself. I understand that things don't always go to plan, but communication with your customers is the most critical thing that you can maintain when things are going a little skewed. So they've made some terrible decisions. They're paying the price in some ways now, but the most reassuring thing that I can tell you today is that they did reach out. There is promises that things have been attended to, that they're looking at these issues, and they acknowledge no defense. So I think if they get it sorted quickly, they'll probably retain this wonderful reputation that they started with, and they'll also retain their loyal clientele. If this drags on inevitably and for a longer period of time, then I think that might come under risk. You can see that dissatisfaction rising in the groups. You can see it growing almost daily. So I hope this video does reassure you that things are being managed in the background, even though for us it doesn't appear to be the way. And I think that's the most unfortunate thing, is that for us it doesn't look like anything's getting done, but I'm pretty confident that that's not the case, that things will be resolved, and hopefully resolved in a pretty prompt time frame. So look, I did suggest they communicate better with the members. I think most people will be more understanding, patient and forgiving with more frequent communication updates. If you hide behind this veil of secrecy, and well, in Australia we say, she'll be right, mate, that kind of mentality, then that's where people start to become suspicious and doubt and question and feel like that there's something that they're hiding. I don't believe there's anything they're hiding. I think they're fairly transparent, but just lacking in that skill of communication. So call out the mistakes you've made, Healy. Absolutely. We are not going to crucify you for making some errors. In fact, we're going to support you and understand if we know what's happening. Give us some dates. Tell us when you expect to get the devices out to us. Tell us that the wristbands are out of stock and you made a mistake getting the wristbands sent out separate to the devices. Provide us with some explanations. Continue to call out the riffraff, the non-compliant people in the company, because they're the ones that will damage your reputation the quickest. And we will be more than happy to hang in there with you and support you along the way. So in summary, overall, I'm really happy that even though my videos might have upset some people at the top, that they did respond to me. My take from this is that they are definitely trying to fix the problems, and I am confident that better things are ahead. So I urge you to hang in there and hope that this update was helpful. As I said, the proof is in the pudding, so we will see what happens. I think, in all fairness, we give them a few months. These things don't get fixed overnight. They are working on it. So if in 3 months we have not seen any change, well then we can come back and question. but to have my faith restored through the communications of those two people at the top was really lovely, and to know that the product is still a great product, and that even if we have to put up with a few of these frustrations and we have to be patient, then I think it's worth it. So hang in there. I'll continue to give you updates as I hear things, and happy to keep responding to you. So if you want to talk to me, contact me energymedicine777@gmail.com, or write some comments below and I'll respond there. Until then, have a happy, peaceful day. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll talk again soon. Bye now.